Hello everyone and welcome to a Pokemon Challenge video. My name's SMK, but you can always just call me Steven. Today's video is Pokemon Gold version, only using one Totodile. Let's talk about the rules. Number 1, only Totodile can be used in battle. Number 2, no items during battle. I can use held items throughout the playthrough. Number 3, I can use HM Pokemon, but no combat with them. And lastly, the next Pokemon Challenge video will be Shiny Chikorita solo run in Pokemon Gold version. So if you like this version, it's basically going to be the same exact thing, but with a shiny Chikorita throughout the entire playthrough. So overall, Totodile is okay. It's definitely going to be an interesting playthrough because it is the first stage of an evolution of a starter Pokemon. There's a lot of very good water Pokemon in Generation 2. But for Totodile, what makes it really good, in my opinion, is the fact that it has very good moves from level up as well as TMs you can use for Totodile. The only problem though is a lot of the really useful moves are going towards the special attack stats. So literally every type of water move or ice move or dark type move relies on the special attack stat. And the problem is that's the worst thing that Totodile has for offense. So it's nice to have things like Bite, but like that's a special attacking move, or like have things like Ice Punch or Blizzard. That's a special attacking move. The best thing about Totodile is that at level 35, it learns Slash. So like that's great because its attack stat is 65. So yeah, this entire playthrough is gonna rely on a terrible special attack stat, providing the best moves possible and hoping I get a ton of critical hits because of Slash. Did I also mention that Totodile is really slow? So yeah, this is going to be a fun playthrough, but I already chose Totodile as my starter Pokemon. Let's take a look at the first rival battle of this playthrough and then check out everything else. Let's go. Our first rival battle in our Pokemon Gold version solo Totodile challenge. Of course, everybody knows this battle. It's really simple. There's not a lot going on here. It's just basically tackle, scratch, you name it, growl, all that stuff. But what I did is we went for Leer first, then I started using Scratch. We also get that critical hit, which was really, really nice. And basically, we just keep using Scratch until the end of this battle, which, of course, we are going to win with that Scratch. And by the end of this battle, Totodile is now level 8. So I thought it'd be interesting to show off the Bellsprout Tower. This is actually the final battle. And then after this, you get the hidden move Flash, which is actually only used in this playthrough for myself. I think the only time I really used it was at the very end of the playthrough, was when I was in Kanto for like all the Mount Silver stuff. But yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to show off just like how powerful Totodile actually is this early on in the playthrough. And here you can see a level 10 Hoot Hoot doesn't stand a chance against Totodile. Of course, we're 5 levels higher, but still, Totodile is just that strong. So the main reason I showed the Bellsprout Tower was because Falkner, as much as I really like this gym for Generation 2, really simple, plus I love Pidgey and Pidgeotto and Pidgeot, right? Like I love that entire Pokemon family. Unfortunately, Falkner's, Pokemon are just not that high of a level. And with Totodile just being very offensive this early on, we have the levels. It's very easy for us to win the first gym battle. So we make our way over to the Slowpoke well. By this time, our Totodile is actually level 21, but we do have to go up against a Coughing, which is very physically defensive. So didn't really know what was the best approach about this. Could have just gone for Water Gun, but I decided just to set up because I figured, Coughing's only going to probably go for like tackle and stuff. So as you can clearly see, it definitely paid off. It definitely took a little bit of time. That poison, though, really does creep up on me, but we are able to finish it off. I just go for Water Gun, and that is the end of the Slowpoke well. So before I go for the second gym battle, I wanted to battle against GameCube. So we have Ghastly at level 12, Totodile's level 22, it knows Bite, so that's not a problem at all. There's Bayleaf. So don't really know what's the best option here, but I figured that Bayleaf is very defensive, so I was just like, you know what, why don't we just go for Bite, which is a special attacking move in Gen 2, but it also has the chance to flinch. So I figured that would be the best way to stay alive for this battle, which Surprisingly, we do. And then lastly, there's the Zubat. So I just go for Water Gun. And we just barely are staying afloat here. Like literally 5 hit points. But we were able to defeat our rival yet again. Next up, we have Bugsy, our bug-type gym leader. So with Totodile, you know, this early on in the playthrough, wasn't really too worried about anything because Totodile is very, you know, strong offensively. But seeing as though Metapod and Kakuna are basically going to probably go for Harden, I just went for Water Gun. Metapod really didn't do anything there. But then, you know, Kakuna's out in the battle. I go for Water Gun. It goes for Harden. So the first 2 Pokemon really don't do anything. They're just there to give me experience, which is great because now Totodile is level 24. But here is Scyther at level 16. So I wasn't too sure if Water Gun was the best idea. So I'm basically setting up. So every time that Scyther hits me, I end up doing more damage. But the more that Scyther uses Fury Cutter, basically, you know, Scyther does more damage. But obviously, Totodile, the stronger Pokemon, wins. And I get my second gym leader badge. So we run into our first problem so far in the challenge playthrough here. So as you clearly just saw, Totodile got absolutely destroyed. Second time, I have a berry. We're over half health. It doesn't matter. The Miltank with the rollout, it's too strong. So, and then, you know, there's this critical hit. I get flinched. It goes for rollout. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is working against me. Again, the berry activates, so we're at like half health. I'm like, let's go for Ice Punch. At this time in the playthrough, I switched out and got 2 brand new moves, which would be Headbutt and Ice Punch. Probably should have waited on that stuff. But as you can clearly tell, we're having a terrible time going up against this Miltank. Just terrible luck. And yeah, it was just brutal. So now that we got all the failures out of the way, hello, this is Whitney. This is the 3rd gym leader. So she's going to start off with Clefairy. I go for Headbutt. That does a lot of damage. Goes for Metronome. Why do you have Rollout? I go for Headbutt yet again. Clefairy is gone. Now it's Miltank's turn. So I go for Ice Punch. I'm trying to freeze this thing. I don't know why I wanted to freeze it. I think I just wanted it to happen so bad because I was having just terrible luck. But somehow the Miltank misses. It goes for Milk Drink right when I thought I figured things out and I was about to win. So then I go for Headbutt. Watching that rollout set up again, I go for Headbutt again. Somehow it's still faster than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm freaking out. But at the end of the day, I finally won. Totodile did it. Welcome to the next gym leader battle. Yeah, it happened again. Not as painful, but Gengar doesn't like me one bit. So we start off our battle here. You know, I'm thinking this will be okay. This will be fine. You know, Totodile has Bite. Super effective. It's special attacking in Generation 2. Which isn't great because, like, in Generation 2, like, Totodile, like, its special attack is, like, its worst stat, right? And using Bite, even though it's super effective, it's super nice. But the problem here is, like, these, you know, ghost Pokemon love to use Curse, which, like, does damage to me, while they like to put you to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of fun here. But somehow this time the Gengar misses the Hypnosis, which isn't really surprising because Hypnosis has a low accuracy to begin with. But because it missed, and I got a flinch, and we got the berry, I'm able to defeat Morty and collect my next gym badge. So this isn't really super important to show off, but to me, I'm obsessed with this stuff because I love EV evolutions. Obviously, Umbreon's one of my favorites, obviously because of this generation, but when you defeat all of the Kimono girls, they give you, you know, the ability, you know, to have Surf on a Pokemon, which is important because Totodile is going to learn that. So I wanted to showcase every single battle. So Flareon, pretty easy. Next up, we have Espeon. I have Bite. Things will be just fine. Not too worried about it. We go for it. Takes down one hit because it was a critical hit. So I'm sorry, Espeon. Time for you to take a seat. Next up, we have Umbreon. Look how gorgeous that sprite is for Generation 2. Gorgeous. I love it so very much. Umbreon is just literally the best. It's just amazing. But we're able to take it out with a couple of headbutts. Life is good. Next up, we have Vaporeon. Very bulky, right? Vaporeon, I think, is personally one of the best Pokemon to have in Generation 2 Pokemon, but, you know, we're level 34 with our Totodile, so it's not even a problem. And then lastly, we have my Generation 1 favorite Pokemon, which would be Jolteon. So, again, not really that difficult because, you know, Jolteon doesn't really have much of physical defense, but, you know, I love the Eevee evolution, so leave a comment down below of which is your favorite Eevee evolution. We have the 5th gym leader, which is Chuck with this fighting type Pokemon. Starts up with Primeape, but, you know, we now have the ability to surf, but I figured that Slash is just too powerful of a move here. Surprisingly got a critical hit against us, but, you know, I literally just send a critical hit right back. So then Chuck is going to go into Poliwrath. Look how powerful that thing is, but with the power of Slash, we're going to pretty much take it out because it missed its hypnosis, which honestly would have helped it a ton, but I got another critical hit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, go to sleep, Poliwrath. And then it is Jasmine, our next gym leader battle, which feels like not a lot has happened since then because pretty much that's how it feels like when you go to the 5th and 6th gym in Generation 2 because there's no like trainers in Jasmine's gym. So, of course, you know, this is a little bit of an interesting gym because it's steel type Pokemon, but, you know, she has Magnemites and a Steelix. So I'm just going to play it safe and I go for Surf both times. Absolute best play here. Totodile is level 43 by this point. So we had the option to learn Screech. I said no because I really, really like the move set I have for my Totodile. But look how powerful that Steelix sprite is. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Doesn't matter. I still win. So yeah, I did it. So the next major battle against Team Rocket is actually against the Team Rocket Executive, which is basically when you and Lance are battling Team Rocket. But as you can see here, Totodile, well, now it's level 47, but Totodile has a lot of levels. All right. And their Pokemon are not very strong. So, but I figured it's important to show this stuff because I personally like this stuff myself. But, you know, as of right now, you know, Totodile has a really good move set, has really good levels. But, yeah, these Pokemon are trash. Then we move on to the 7th gym battle against Price. The Ice-type trainer starts off with a Seal at level 27. Do you know how this is going to go? I think you do. So, of course, we start off with Slash. Absolutely dominates. Takes out the Seal. Dugong, level 29. Right, level 29. Yeah, it's that awesome. I wasn't trying to overlevel my Totodile, but I was very aware that the Elite Four is coming up soon here. But then, you know, Piloswine, level 31. Pretty good Pokemon, but Surf, it's really strong. And, yeah, wasn't really a challenge at all. But Totodile, crushing it. So we go all the way back to Goldenrod City, mainly because we have to go to the radio tower, but while we're doing all of that stuff, our rival shows up again. There's Golbat, you know, we hit it with an Ice Punch, it's gone. Magnemite shows up. Same thing like we did with Jasmine, we go for Surf. Super easy. Totodile, absolutely dominating, but Meganium, this thing's super defensive. Ice Punch does a lot of damage, and it's really nice that Ice Punch in Generation 2 is considered a special attacking move, so that Reflect doesn't mean anything to me. So I just go for Surf against the Haunter, because I'm like, bro, there's no way we're not taking it out. We take it out. And then lastly, Sneasel shows up. One thing I love about Sneasel in Generation 2 is, for whatever reason, they couldn't figure out his color scheme, so there's lots of different versions of Sneasel in Generation 2, which is really cool, but after all that, I win! Listen, I know everyone was probably waiting to see this battle right here in the radio tower, but when I was actually doing this battle, I didn't think much of it because I thought I wasn't at the end of the radio tower, but unfortunately I was. So I started to record my footage you know, because I was live streaming at the time and I just messed up in terms of recording. But, you know, it did happen and I did win. I didn't have any problems, you know, defeating the Team Rocket at the radio tower. But unfortunately, I just don't have the footage for it. But it did happen. And let's just, you know, move forward with our playthrough. It is time for the final Johto gym battle. This is the 8th gym leader, Claire, dragon type Pokemon. I love this playthrough because of the fact that Totodile has Ice Punch. So I actually put the held item, Never Melt Ice, on Totodile before this battle, just in case. Even though I'm level 56, wasn't super worried. There's a critical hit right there. Just, yeah, man, it was awesome. Kingdra, I was a little worried about because it's Water Dragon. So the only thing I could really do against it was go for Slash. I was worried about the smoke screen, but for whatever reason, everything is just going all right. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't missing. And then I get a critical hit. So like, was super scared, but it didn't matter. Here is the last time we battle our rival before the Elite Four. Starts off with Sneasel. I go for Surf. What are you gonna do, Sneasel? You're gonna surf away. That's right. Next, we have Magneton. So at this point, I'm level 60, right before the Elite Four. Their Pokemon are just not that strong, all right? So I'm not super worried. The Meganium, though, would be something I'd be super worried about, but it's level 38, so it really hasn't gotten a lot of levels since the last time I battled my rival, which is kind of unfortunate. So the rest of this is pretty easy, to be honest, because, you know, the fact that Totodile has Ice Punch is just super amazing. And then this time I actually go for Bite against the Haunter, takes it out one hit. And then lastly, we have Kadabra. Same thing, go for Bite, it's done. Goodbye, GameCube. So it's been a while since we've struggled at all so far in this playthrough, and pretty much the first attempt at the Elite Four was very quick. I lost very fast because I could not wake up, and this Jinx was just destroying my life with Psychic. So let us actually start the Elite Four run. First up, we got Will of the Elite Four. So I don't know why I went for Slash. I just did. I was thinking I could maybe take it out one hit, but I really should have just gone for Ice Punch, mainly because it's super effective. Even though it's not my best stat, you know, with special stat being, you know, like the worst stat, for Totodile, having a super effective Ice Punch is still really, really nice. So Executor is really easy to take away, but for Jinx, I wanted to just go for Surf, do as much damage as possible because I didn't think Bite was going to do it, but it misses the lovely Kiss. Now I go for the Bites. Now I finally got past that annoying Jinx, but now we have Slowbro, so I'm thinking Bite's the best option, and for some reason it was, because critical hit, and then Xatu comes out. I go for Ice Punch. Should have done this from the beginning, but yeah. So far, so good. Koga of the Elite Four. So Koga's thing is he likes to go for like minimize and like double team. He really likes to make it so he can poison your Pokemon and make his Pokemon more evasive so he can just basically not get hit at all. But luckily so far we start off the battle doing everything all good. We have the Fortress. Pretty much Surf is doing like a ton of damage here. So I was really surprised how much Surf actually did against the Fortress. But then we run into our first problem, which is Muck. Has a lot of hit points, and it goes for the minimize. Luckily, we're able to take it out, all right? So that was, like, huge, right? But here's Crobat, very fast, going for a double team. We're having some issues actually attacking the Crobat. We're poisoned. I'm going for Ice Punch, but it's just not strong enough. He gets the full restore. I go for Ice Punch yet again. I'm literally holding on for dear life, but I win at 7 hit points. We got Bruno of the Elite Four. A lot of fighting type, a lot of rock and ground type Pokemon on Bruno's team. So I'm just going to go for the Surf. It goes underground, so I basically don't do anything that turn. I just go for Slash to take out the Hitmontop just in case it used Full Restore, which it did not. Hitmonchan comes out, kind of same thing. Just go for Slash. I really want to get a critical hit. I get the critical hit. Hitmonlee joins the battle. Keep going for Slash. Almost, I thought that was a critical hit, but it wasn't. But pretty much like Slash is really overpowered for, you know, Totodile here. But then I go for Surf because Machamp just has a ton of hit points. And that Cross Chop does a ton of damage here. We're able to take it out with that Surf. And then Onix, you already know. One Surf, goodbye. Elite Four member Karen has a lot of dark type Pokemon. So Umbreon is an interesting one because it's very defensive physically and specially. It has Sand Attack. Luckily, it only did it once, but I was able to take it out with Slash. Vileplume, not super worried because I have Ice Punch, but I'm paralyzed now. And it's reviving itself. Luckily, that Ice Punch was strong enough to take it out. But now I'm paralyzed, but looking back, it was probably going to happen anyway because this Gengar was nonstop going for a lick. So me being paralyzed early on in the battle really didn't matter. But Murkrow is not that really strong of a Pokemon. Gengar was more of a threat. We were able to take Gengar out. We took out Murkrow. And lastly, Houndoom, I thought was going to be a huge problem. And I was super scared I was about to lose. But one Surf and I won. Lastly, it is time to battle against Champion Lance. Gyarados was the Pokemon I was so nervous about because I didn't really have anything going against it. But luckily, it went for Surf the first term, and going for Slash was good enough. Also, it missed the Hyper Beam, which was huge. Dragonite, this is what I was not worried about because I have Ice Punch 4 times effective. Yeah, I mean, literally, Dragonite was just the easiest thing for me, and I'm so happy I have Ice Punch. And then another Dragonite literally sent all of its Dragonites out to battle me. Yeah, this is unreal. But let me take you to the live commentary of how we finished up this playthrough. I don't think this will one-hit KO, though. I don't know. Maybe. Ooh, oh, the critical hit mattered. Ooh, that was good. Oh, it's all down to Charizard. That's it. Totodile for the win. For the win. Can we do it? 20 levels higher than the Charizard. And that is it. Totodile is your brand new champion. Let's go. I did it. I did it. There's my Totodile, level 66. So for Kanto, I did things out of order. I'm pretty sure you can actually do all of the Kanto gym leaders in order if you wanted to, but I just wanted to finish this playthrough as fast as possible, so I just kind of just went with the flow. So obviously we got Lieutenant Surge. Raichu was a huge worry for me, but luckily we were able to get past it. Magneton, super easy with Surf. Electabuzz, this could be a problem though. Surf almost takes it out, but it sets up a light screen and then goes for a hyper potion. So it's a good thing I have Slash because it's really helping out. What it's not helping me out with though is Electrode. I accidentally went for Surf, even though it does a decent amount of damage. But then the light screen's off. It goes for Screech. Here's the problem though. I almost lose because of an explosion. Yeah. But luckily the light screen is gone, and I'm able to take out the last Electrode, and I win. Next up, I went for Sabrina's gym, so obviously there's gonna be a lot of psychic Pokemon here. Espeon, not super worried about. Obviously, the thing about Kanto is it's great that this content like exists, but in original Gen 2, their levels are not that up there, even though they have a lot of strong Pokemon. But next up, we got Mr. Mime, same thing. Just going to go for the offensive. Going to just go for Slash because I get a critical hit because Mr. Mime really doesn't have a lot of physical defense. That's why I went for Slash. And then Alakazam, I go for Slash yet again. Almost take it out, but it goes for Flect. Then it goes for a Hyper Potion from Sabrina. Figured a bite would do it. Ironically, it got me the critical hit that Slash couldn't, and that's how I beat Sabrina. And we have Erica, so grass-type Pokemon Gym Leader here. I really like how Tangela looks in this video game. It really has like a shiny look to it, even though it's not a shiny. It's just, I don't know, whatever reason, the sprite just looks to be shiny that way. Jumpluff has a really interesting sprite in Pokemon Gold. It really does. Also, Totodile's level 70. Victory Bell, I thought this could potentially be a problem, but I'm also like level 70 at this point. So I'm just like, never mind. Ice Punch really does a lot. Blossom, gorgeous. Mwah, it looks so pretty. Somehow it lives, but I also get it to freeze it. Erica doesn't go for a full restore, just a hyper potion, and we just take it out with a critical hit. Yeah, another critical hit. And then we have Koga's replacement, Janine. Another poison type gym leader. Starts off with Crobat. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, their levels are not that good. So yeah, with the current moveset I have for Totodile, it's pretty much just one-hit KOs at this point. Weezing though, great Pokemon. It's only level 36. Yeah. You see where this is going. I know. Also another level 36 Pokemon. It's got nothing. I'm so sorry. Venomoth, beautiful Pokemon. Time to go bye-bye. Nice knowing you. I win. So after taking care of Team Rocket and helping out with the power plant, we get to finally battle Misty of the Cerulean Gym. So we're going to go for that Slash. Psychic from Golduck. Kind of scary, but again, I'm level 73. So it is scary stuff, but I'm like really over leveled, you know? So I decided to go for Bite for Quagsire because I wanted to potentially flinch it. Didn't get the flinch. Then I just go for Slash. It's gone. Nice. Then we have the super bulky Lapras. All right. Wasn't super concerned about it until it used Perish Song. Why? Why? So luckily, we're at the end of the battle here. I only have 2 more turns to mess with, so I'm super surprised. Bite worked. It flinched. She didn't heal her Starmie, and somehow I win that fight. So battling Brock is an interesting one because I honestly wasn't worried about it like at all because we have a Totodile that has Surf and Ice Punch. Right? Wasn't really worried about it. I forget. Brock has Kabutops. And it actually has a super effective move. The only problem is it doesn't do much. So even though it's super effective, it doesn't do anything to Totodile, like at all. So yeah, every concern I could possibly have, it did not matter. Not one bit. So we're just smooth sailing through this gym battle against Brock. Yeah, I mean, look at that. One hit KO. We're done. Rhyhorn, you're done. I'm sorry, Brock. You've been defeated. Next up, we have Blaine, who is apparently a gym leader on an island all by himself because things happened in this video game. Magcargo, first Pokemon up. It does kind of look like a shiny, but it's not. But it looks really cool. So that was easy. Next up, Surf again. Wait for it. Goodbye. Level 75. Level 75. Going up a level 50 Pokemon, right? Doesn't matter. Does not matter one bit. Totodile is just that strong. We finally run into a problem. Blue has a Gyarados that actually uses Hyper Beam. And I lose. Welcome to the final gym battle of this entire playthrough. We're up against Blue. In the Kanto region, he took over for Giovanni here. Pidgeot gone. Ice Punch, amazing. Executor, we go for the Ice Punch. It goes for Solar Beam. That was silly, because now you're gone too. Next up, Alakazam goes for that Psychic. That's a lot of damage. I go for Bite. It recovers. I go for Bite again. It recovers. You know, kind of annoying. Go for Bite. I finally get it. Nice. Gyarados. I don't like this thing. I hate it. But for some odd reason, it goes for Twister, then it goes for Hyper Beam, doesn't take me out, and then this time I was lucky enough to like win. Arcanine, beautiful sprite, super high level, but one Surf, it's gone. Right on, One surf. It's gone. I win! So with the power of rare candies, I get Totodile up to level 90. So I figured that would be plenty of leveling to take on Red for the first time. And as you can clearly tell, you know, Venusaur really bulky. It goes for 1 Solar Beam. Just 1. Just 1. That's all it had to do. Just 1 Solar Beam. I was done. So I try again, but I get up to level 95. Go for Ice Punch again, right? We're finally able to take it out. Things are going swell, all right? Psychic from an Espeon. Are you kidding me? A critical hit did that much damage? Funny enough, I also did a critical hit. But the problem here is Snorlax. So now we have the new problem of, can I get past the Snorlax at level 95? Problem here is Body Slam causes so many issues for me. Even though I have leftovers and I'm slowly getting back some health, it doesn't matter. So I even get up to level 100. I get all the way, right? Past the Snorlax. We're at Blastoise, but I'm paralyzed because the Snorlax caused problems, all right? Luckily, Blastoise is going for Surf, and I'm slowly getting hit points back. The problem is, I'm just too weak. But this is it, the final battle against Red. So like I was saying earlier, Pikachu was like 81, so that's why I started at 90. The power of rare candies, you know, we go up to level 100. So Surf on the Pikachu, goodbye Pikachu. Then we go for the Ice Punches on Venusaur. It's silly, it does nothing, right? We're all good. Espeon going for the bite, we're taking it out. Didn't take too much damage from it. The problem is the Snorlax. Can we get past it? First slash, critical hit. Second slash, not a critical hit. We don't get paralyzed though, so things are looking a lot better. I go for a slash again on Blastoise. It's going for Surf. It gets a critical hit. It doesn't matter. It continues to Surf. I don't know why it does that. I really don't know why. But we go for Slash, and finally we take it out. Final Pokemon, Charizard. Can we do it? 1 Surf, and that is the challenge. So thank you for watching this playthrough with my Totodile for a solo challenge run in Pokemon Gold version. Next time, and going forward for the next couple months, we're going to have shiny Pokemon a part of the challenge. So in order for me to do the challenge, I already pre-designated Pokemon I would like to do for an entire playthrough, but I have to have them shiny. So basically what I'm going to be doing is breeding for a shiny Pokemon that I want to do an entire playthrough with, trade it over to a fresh copy of a Generation 2 Pokemon game, and then basically continue the playthrough with that shiny Pokemon. So the next challenge video will be basically the same thing, but with a shiny Chikorita. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next video.